Good afternoon, traders. This is Manny the Magoo. It's Sunday, May the 23rd. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. Weather's been great outside where I'm at, and been enjoying it. And now it's time to get down to business. So I'm trying to get prepared now for the following week. As you all know, you always need a plan. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and what I'm going to focus on is some of the subscribers to the channel asked me to review some stocks that they're in or they're possibly looking to get into. So today's video is just going to be based on a review on some stocks that they're looking to get into and possible trades that we're going to do with these stocks, even starting this week, maybe tomorrow, who knows. But anyhow, I'm a price action trader, so I'm going to take you through the process again. All I ask anyone to do is just hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I try to post these videos out every Sunday, and I hope they're helping. If you have any questions, you can comment below the video, or you can also email me at hunterchasetrading@gmail.com. So without further ado, let me get into it. First stock on the watch list for next week is going to be AMAT. Applied Materials. Bill, this one's for you. I'm going to take you through what I do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a monthly chart, okay? And by the way, folks, these are all monthly candles, okay? As you can see, Applied Materials, AMAT, has had some run on the monthly chart. It's actually pretty parabolic on the monthly, okay? So I wouldn't be surprised, and it's doing it right now. It is pulling back. However, this is what I do. I take the previous month, which was April, the high and the low. The low is 128.31. The high is 146. And I draw my lines there, okay? I keep those lines on for the following month. So the whole month of May, I'll have my April highs and lows. When May is over, I'll have my May's highs and lows when I'm trading in June. But those lines in yellow will always be on there. Then what I do is I go to a weekly chart, okay? And I changed it up a little bit. I usually use red as my weekly highs and lows, but I changed it to white, and I hope everyone could see. It was just confused, getting a little too confusing for me with some of the stuff that I have, my pivot points that I've been using and so on and so forth. So I did change the weekly highs and lows to another color. Feel free to choose any color you want. But what I do is I go to the previous week's high. So last Friday ended the week. And what I do is I take this green candle here, the 517 candle. I draw a high at 130.69, which is that white line right there. And I draw a low at 117.79, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a daily chart, okay? So the first thing I do, I go through the monthly, the weekly, and then I break it down to the daily, okay? So here's what I see. Number one, I don't know if AMAT is going to come down. I don't know if it's going to go up. In order for it to go up, it has to break a previous resistance high in order for it to break through and continue going further. Or it can break the support and continue going lower. But I did notice one thing on AMAT. So I'm going to highlight this area right here, okay? If you take a look at AMAT, it put in a high back on April 5th of $146. And then from there, it pulled back, okay? It pulled back to a low of, on 420, it found support at $128.31. As a matter of fact, $128.31 is last month's low, okay? So you see my yellow line there, okay? Then AMAT broke above, started trending to the upside, and got as high as $138.67 before it started breaking down again. So what does that tell me? Number one, it's cooling off, okay? It put in a lower high. As you can see, the first high was 146, came down, ran up, put in a lower high, came back down, found support on this 5-4 candles low of 125.32, ran up, to as high as $134.10 back on May 7th. And by the way, these are all daily candles. But then it failed again and came back down. So then it's putting in, again, another lower high. So we've got one low high, a second low high, and now we have a third low high. What does that tell me? The direction's to the downside. Now, I'm not saying it's going to continue going down. I'm just saying right now the momentum is to the downside until AMD starts putting in higher lows, which is something like this. Let me show you here. Okay? These are higher lows. Here was the stock back on 1229. It ran up, came down, ran up again, came down, but as you can see, these are all higher lows. The first higher low is here, the second is here, then it came back down. I'm sorry, this is the second higher low right here. This is an area of consolidation, okay? And then it just continued marching forward. So the trend there is obviously to the upside. So in order for AMD to really do anything, it has to break the previous resistance lower high, which is this candle right here, the 5-7 candle, which is $134.10. So no matter what, in order for we to start seeing some type of reversal to the upside, AMAT, Applied Materials, has to break 134.10, okay? Now, I'm not going to wait till it gets there before I play it. I already have this charted out. I'm liking this configuration. The weekly, we have an inside week. And to explain to you what an inside week is, for those that are new to the channel, an inside week means that this candle's here, this weekly candle, was not strong enough to break the previous week's high, but it wasn't weak enough to break the previous week's low. So it's an inside week. Inside weeks are weeks of indecision, weeks of consolidation. The bears and bulls might be fighting each other, looking for direction, not knowing where to take this. So you got to pay close attention to inside weeks. They're very powerful, especially when they break to the upside or they break down to the downside. So what am I looking at right now? Well, I'm going to take a very close look at this weekly high, which is 130.69. I'm also going to take a look at the monthly low of 128.31. Now, we are closer to the low than the monthly low than we are to the weekly high, correct? So what could happen is we could have a break of 128.31 and find some support. I don't know where the support's going to be. It may be this candle's low here, 5-4 candle, okay, 125.32. We could find some support there and then start marching up. But that, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But I can tell you this. If AMAT breaks the monthly low of 128.31 and then reclaims it and breaks back above 128.31, I am going to take the trade. Okay? I will take this trade long. Now, if it doesn't work, once I know that it breaks 128.31, well, I know then 128.31 is not going to be resistance anymore, correct? It's going to be support. So basically, I watch that if it comes back down and breaks that support of 128.31, folks, it's up to me to get out. Okay? You could put your stop wherever you want. That's not me to tell you where to put your stop. The reason being is because everybody plays differently with different sizes. I go in very, very heavy on these day trades, and I keep very tight stops. Okay? But if you don't go in as heavy and you want to give it some room, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? But remember, the key to this business is capital preservation. If you can't keep enough capital in your pocket, you will not have enough to play with anymore. So, again, you can take a lot of small losses. You just can't take a big one. Do I lose? Absolutely. If I didn't lose, I wouldn't be trading. If a trader tells you that they're always winning, they're lying. It's just absolutely impossible. but my losses are small compared to my wins. And that's what keeps me in the game, and that's what keeps me in business. Okay? So, AMAT, those are the lines. Bill, I hope this helps you. And, do those, draw those lines out so you have an understanding and play those breaks and just be careful. Okay? Next is Neo. I like Neo. A lot of consolidation here. This is a daily chart. These are, again, this is last week. We have another inside week. Very, very short, small week as far as trading for Neo. We had a high at 34.78. We had a low of 32.59. Not much volume at all. So, who knows? Maybe Neo stopped going down. I'm hoping it does. I'm a big fan of Neo. I think they're a great company. But at the same time, I'm a price action trader, so I pay attention to the charts. I'm going to go to a smaller term time frame here on Neo, and as you can see, hold on here a second. I'm going to go to an hourly chart. Okay, we've got a lot to go. We have a lot of going on. We have a monthly, the previous month's. Here, I'm going to show it to you. Previous month's low was $34.06, so we have a previous month low to deal with. Okay, we have previous week's high of 34.78, so there's not really much meat and potatoes in there. As a matter of fact, we closed on Friday at 34.06, which was last month's high. So as you can see, there is support there. Okay, but again, I am going to take Neo. If it breaks above the weekly high, if it breaks below the monthly low and keeps going down, once it reclaims it, I will take it at 34.06 if it can reclaim it. But that's what I have on Neo. Next on the list, somebody asked me about MGM. Okay, here's MGM on a daily chart. As you can see, MGM has had a good run. There is a lot of consolidation up in this area, I'm noticing. But again, let's see here. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. There's a monthly chart, completely parabolic chart. I mean, as you can see, it has run for quite some time, and it's put in a massive run since April. April's low, actually, of $5.90. So, folks, imagine, imagine last year in April was $5.90. It's already up to, it already made a run up to $42.74. It's a tremendous run. So just be careful. It might be a little extended here. Again, I'm not saying it's not going to continue running, but at the same time, use caution. Okay, it's called exhaustion risk. Okay, stocks do get tired of running. Sometimes they need to pull back to find some support because they've left their friends behind. So they need for their friends to catch up to them. No one wants to run alone. So it's the same thing with the stock market. Okay. Last week's high, $40.83. Last week's low, $37.82. Those are my white lines here. And the yellow lines are obviously the previous month's high and low. So I like it. I think it could continue running, but I'd be careful. It could easily break down, just as simple. Play those lines. That's how I play. I'm a price action trader. Weekly highs and lows, monthly highs and lows have a lot of weight, folks. Okay? They hold a lot more weight. The weekly candles hold a lot more weight than the daily candles. The monthly candles obviously hold a lot more weight than a weekly candle. So the shorter time frame you go, the strength weakens, okay, as far as the supports and the resistances. All right? So I like playing the weekly and monthly breaks. I like playing the back and sides because I know that chances are there's more meat on the bone and I can make more money that day. Okay, so I'm patient and that's what I do. So yeah, that's MGM. Another one that I like is Chwy, CHWY. Again, almost an inside week again on Chwy. Chwy has had quite a bit of a run in the last year, and now it's, since February, all it's been doing is coming down. It tried to consolidate in this area, and it didn't do it. It actually distributed lower to the downside, okay? Weekly high on Chwy, 72.41. Weekly low, 67.09. On Friday, it did close at 67.76. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we break the 67.09 area and maybe reclaim it. Again, I don't know. You know, the cryptocurrency market, I don't play cryptocurrency, but the cryptocurrency market is also having an effect on the stock market. Okay? Cryptocurrency has been correcting quite a bit lately, and I'm sure it's affected people that are playing with margin and things of that nature. So they probably have to sell some of the stocks that they're in, even good stocks, in order to cover their margin calls, unfortunately. So, you know, a lot's going on. There's a lot of volatility in the market. You got to be very, very tactical this day and age. Market goes up one day, goes down the next day, goes up one day, goes down the next day. I mean, it's not really a normal flowing market. It's actually just looking for a direction right now, and it's having a little bit of a trouble finding it, you know. But again, you know, we have to play. We can't just sit on our hands. We need to find trades. So right now, I'm much more tactical when I trade. I am not holding positions long term. My long-term portfolio has been cut quite a bit since actually mid-February. I have reduced a lot of my long positions. Thank God that I have. I saw that, you know, things were breaking down, and as soon as I see that and it's breaking monthly lows, you know, I either hedge or, you know, I sell some of my long-term positions and I stick the money in cash. And then what I do is I look for day trades in order to make some income. Okay. Again, you don't have to hit a home run every day either. Okay. Just getting around the bases right now in this market is a gift. Believe me, I've been trading a long time. My phone has been blowing off the hook. And the reason being is because, you know, a lot of professional traders, a lot of fundamental traders have been calling me, you know, have we bottomed? Have we not bottomed? Are we going up? Why is the market keep going down? Companies are reporting great earnings. Why does their stocks come down? Folks, you know, I read the charts. Okay, I don't believe in any reports. I don't believe in earnings reports. I don't care what they write, and I don't care what they say. It's a human writing it. They can write whatever they want. I look at the charts, and the charts tell me the story. And I know one thing. I know that if Chwy does not break $72.41, which was last week's high, Chwy's not going anywhere. Simple. It's just that simple. Okay, so what do? I'm going to wait for a break of last week's high on Chwy, 72.41. I'm going to wait for a break of 67.09, which is last week's low. It might break down. It might find support and then might reclaim it. So what I mean about the reclaim play that I make is if Chwy breaks this support at 67.09 and comes back inside and breaks 67.09 to the upside, well, 67.09 now is my support, right? So I'm going to take that trade to the upside, hoping that I can make some money with it going higher, knowing that 67.09 now is support. And if it breaks back down, that 67.09, I just get out of the way. It's that simple. I can go back in. You know, I can go back in 100 times if I want to, as long as I don't let it go against me too much. Okay? So, you know, that's how I play. So, yeah, I do like Chwy. Let's see what happens with Chwy. Let's see another one. AMD. AMD's been interesting. As you can see, folks, you see where this white line is I have? 72.65. That was last week's low. Okay? But if you take a look at one thing on AMD, look here at 729. Look here at the 921 candle. Look here at the 11.2 candle. Look here at the 3.8 candle, March 8 candle. You notice one thing. There's a ton of support in this area on AMD. Now, it did break it a little bit by a hair, but it reclaimed it again, and now AMD looks like it wants to continue going. Okay, so I've identified AMD's high, last week's high, 78.81. I really like AMD, by the way. Okay, I think AMD has a shot at running next week. But again, I don't know. I'm going to wait for the breaks. It could fool me and it could continue going down. Last month's low was 77.94, and guess what? We're below that now. So if AMD can break first last month's low to the upside, 77.94, I'm going to take the trade. Now, let's say I'm in this trade at 77.94, okay? The first thing I do is I start looking for my next areas of resistance. So being that I'm day trading now, what I do is I go to a shorter term time frame. I'll go to my 5-minute chart, okay? And I need to see where maybe there's some resistance up ahead. Soon as we break, for example, so here's AMD, here's I'm going to show you this. I'm going to highlight this area here so you have an understanding, okay? Here's AMD, okay? Here's last month's low, 77.94. If we break 77.94, I'm going to start looking to my left. My left shows me that AMD is going to have possible short-term resistance on this candle's high, which was $78.27. So I'm not saying it's just going to continue marching all the way up to last week's high of 78.81. Before we get there, I'm sure there's going to be some resistance along the way. Now, if I can't find it in a 5-minute chart, I go to a 15-minute chart, okay? All right, and here I see some more resistance. So now, the resistance I see, actually, to be honest with you, the only resistance I see, and this is, by the way, a 15-minute chart, and it goes back, let's see here, 15 days, okay? So going back 15 days, if we break right here, which was last month's low, 77.94, we will find resistance at this high, 78.27. However, if we blow through 78.27, the next area of resistance is definitely going to be $78.81. I don't see any other resistance until we get there. So, folks, keep an eye on that AMD because it could set up to be a really, really fantastic trade. Okay? Well, that's all I have for now. If you guys want to comment on the video, please subscribe if you have any questions. And if you want me to review any stocks for you, I'd be more than happy to do so. Okay? So enjoy the rest of your weekend and trade safe next week. Be very careful. Make sure you have your stops in place. And please, whatever you do before you trade, make sure you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, don't trade. Have a good weekend.